Liverpool follow the £35 million winger very closely. Liverpool is one of the main clubs monitoring Cody Gakpo's situation at PSV Eindhoven. Recently, we shared the first details about this interest in our video. New information and rumours are emerging day by day. Journalist Dean Jones shared a few details about the transfer. He claimed that Liverpool were watching the Dutchman heavily. They watched him very closely, like most other teams have done so far. They just didn't connect with him that often, the journalist said. Now, I think it just depends on how his teams get in shape for a return to action on whether there's a chance to go for him. Despite Liverpool's ties to Gakpo, the rumours were much stronger against clubs like Manchester United. It looks like Gakpo will be a breakout star at the World Cup this winter. The Dutch national team player was in absolutely stunning form for PSV. The 23-year-old has scored 12 goals and made 14 assists this season. Quite remarkable figures, with only 1/3 of the campaign finished. As a result, it is said to be hot property on the transfer market. The same was true during the summer months. But despite rumours that Liverpool and Manchester City were in contact with Gakpo, he remained at PSV. However, this was not a predictable outcome. It has been reported that Gakpo is actually very close to joining Leeds United on the final day of the transfer. However, Yorkshire club could not reach an agreement with PSV or the player himself. According to reports, the Dutch club rejected a £35 million offer for their captain. Apparently, this was probably for the best for Gakpo. With all due respect to Leeds, he is on his way to join one of Europe's elite in the coming months. Only time will tell whether this will be Liverpool or not. Still, the Reds' interest appears to be genuine. Asked last week about Gakpo's future, PSV sporting director Marcel Brands also suggested that Anfield would be an excellent landing spot for the Dutch winger. Cody Gakpo is a player who can usually play on the left wing, but also plays in other forward positions. Considering that Klopp has had difficulties on the offensive line due to injuries this season, his ability to play in every part of the offensive line like a joker makes it a very important transfer. It can be predicted that a name that contributes to the score in offense will increase his performance in Liverpool. However, there may be bias in players transferred from the Dutch league. Because it is not as intense as the pace of the Premier League and the adaptation process may take some time. Of course, there are reverse examples. An offensive player on Gakpo's profile does not appear to be currently in Liverpool. Although he is tall, he can reduce the man and is an effective player in head shots. Moreover, when you combine this with the score contribution, it is certain that a different profile emerges. If he is transferred, there is no doubt that he will do well for Liverpool. Happy ending to Roberto Firmino. Transfer efforts continue in Liverpool, which has performed far below expectations with its ups and downs this season. We have conveyed to you recently that although the owner of the club, FSG, put the club up for sale, they said that they gave a transfer guarantee to Jürgen Klopp and that there would be no problems until the next season. The sale of shares in Liverpool did not affect the corporate structure of the club and things continue as they are. The club is in great need of transfers, but it is a fact that there are very important players in the team whose contracts will expire. One of them is 31-year-old Bobby. Last season didn't deliver what was expected, and expectations had made a low start to the season after Klopp almost became a player from the reserve. In particular, it was expected that new signing Darwin Nunez would be in front of him and Firmino would now turn into a mover as he progressed towards the end of his career. But things didn't go that way. The Brazilian star was Klopp's first choice in the league and Bobby did not disappoint the German manager with his performance. He has scored 7 goals and 3 assists in 13 league games this season and continues to show that he is still in good shape. Moreover, he helped Liverpool out of the group in the Champions League and recorded 2 goals and 1 assist in 6 games. Because expectations were low at the beginning of the season, most fans did not want Firmino's contract to be extended. Even in the summer transfer window, Juventus and Atletico Madrid were interested in the Brazilian star and things went as far as concrete offers. However, the offer was shelved after Klopp announced that he definitely wanted to stay with the team. However, a positive update has surfaced that could see the Brazilian striker extend his stay at Anfield beyond next summer. The latest news is that Firmino is in talks with the Reds for a new contract, and the Liverpool hierarchy is confident the 31-year-old will sign the dotted line. In fact, according to information from some close sources, Liverpool have signed with Firmino and the club is expected to make an official announcement soon. Liverpool certainly have younger options than Firmino, but despite his age it still shows the big influence he can have. Firmino was never the type to stand out for his pace, he often put his mind to play, making him one of the rare talents in football. So he definitely deserved a contract extension with his performance this season. The Brazilian forward contributed 185 goals during his time at Merseyside, 13 of which came in 21 appearances in all competitions this season. He's been Liverpool's leading scorer in their current Premier League campaign and has achieved the second best who scored rating, showing the importance Jürgen Klopp gave to the Anfield case during his time in the Reds. With Atletico sniffing around, FSG had to act quickly to persuade Firmino to stay, or they would potentially risk losing him for free in 2023. But the knowledge of a happy ending with Bobby should be gratifying for everyone. Bad news from Diogo Jota. Liverpool have had their share of injury problems throughout the season so far, and now a new update has surfaced about a key player that will be another blow for Jürgen Klopp during the World Cup break. Assistant boss Pep Lijnders gave an update on both Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota, and it looks like the latter will now be on the treatment table for a long time. Lijnders answered a question about the couple's chances of qualifying for the scheduled friendlies in Dubai during the international break. With Luis Diaz's injury, everything is definitely going as planned. We can't wait to see him again, this player who smiles when the ball is at his feet. Diogo will be joining us to continue his rehabilitation. Training and recovery conditions are very good in Dubai. A change of scenery is always a welcome factor when recovering from a long-term injury. No doubt it will be bad news for Klopp, as Jota doesn't appear any closer to the fight to take action, as the team will need him most after Christmas, and with many players returning from the World Cup in a state of exhaustion. Darwin Nunez will undoubtedly play a key role in Uruguay's tournament campaign, and the Liverpool manager will be desperately hoping his striker will not run into any trouble in Qatar in the coming weeks, especially now that Jota is unavailable. The Portuguese sensation, which Cody called outstanding, missed most of the season after suffering an aggravated hamstring injury and has only appeared in 8 games in the Premier League and Champions League so far. Despite his time on the sidelines, the £78.5 million ace scored 5 goals that prove how special he is for Liverpool. Jota has scored 34 goals and recorded 14 assists in 93 games since joining the Reds in 2020. The Portuguese star contributed a goal every 118 minutes, so there is no doubt that Klopp will want him back to the team whenever possible, as he has shown a consistent and reliable performance ahead of the goal. Liverpool manager will welcome Diaz's resumption as Liverpool takes action after Christmas, but Jota's absence continues to serve as bad news.